Continuing with our tour of the last 48 hours on Fox News, Fox brought on a guest that was too crazy even for Fox News in terms of the coronavirus disinformation that he was willing to spread. This is just the best. Fox News is a primary disseminator of disinformation about the virus. They all do it. Fox and Friends, Hannity, Judge Jeanine, the whole lot of them. Sean Hannity brings on a guy named Alex Berenson. Now, you just look at Alex Berenson and you can tell he's off in some way. And he has become a darling of Fox News because he's willing to say a lot of the crazy things that many people are not willing to say because they are crazy things to say. So he shows up on Hannity's program and he says, hey, if you're under 30, there's no risk. If you're a kid or a baby, you're not at risk from coronavirus. And it's so crazy and so wrong that even Sean Hannity can't tolerate it and has to interrupt him and call him out.
And B, my concern has been that the public health consequences, as well as the economic consequences, as well as the societal consequences of locking down the whole country have been massively understated. And let me just give you one example of that. In kids, children, almost anybody under 30 is at no risk to this, for no serious risk from this virus. I'm not saying that it can
Alex,
never happen.
hang on a second.
But hold on. Let me finish for one second.
That changed, though. Hold on a second. Alex, that changed in the middle, because you're right. Everybody was telling us if you don't have a compromised immune system or underlying health issues, if you're younger, you're going to be fine. But that changed, and if you looked at the hospitalizations in New York,
that children are
those numbers changed.
And by shutting down schools, we haven't just denied children an education. For a lot of kids who might be in abusive homes, who might be in homes with parents who are drug users, we're denying those children really any eye on them from an adult.
Hannity having to jump in and say, no. Everybody's at risk. You are not in the clear because you're 25 or because you're a kid. And then again, later in the segment, Berenson starts talking about opening retail and other stuff. And Hannity again has to point out, I don't agree with a lot of what you're saying.
If they're this full, maybe we can open retail and we can open hospitality. We need metrics and we need reporters who are going to ask the president and the governors these questions and not just make things look as bad as possible.
I like your iconoclastic, and you're definitely making people think, and it takes a lot of guts doing what you're doing. I don't fully agree with it, but I appreciate you being with us. Thank you.
If Sean Hannity is distancing himself from a coronavirus contrarian, you know the guy is nuts, and or that Hannity doesn't want to get sued for spreading disinformation about the virus. Now, the truly irresponsible thing about the entire, kids are not at risk story, 25-year-olds are not at risk story, that neither Berenson nor Hannity bring up is that aside from whether a 25-year-old is at risk of a serious case of the virus or death themselves, put that aside for a moment, they are spreaders. What Alex Berenson seems to not be willing to say, or maybe he doesn't understand, is that if you don't close schools and the kids get it, even if they don't get a serious case, they bring it home to their parents, who then may give it to coworkers or grandparents, and it's a nightmare. They are so wrong at this point that it has become so predictable. And by the way, hundreds of young Americans have now been killed by coronavirus, 759 dead under 50 as of 5 days ago, many more now. And as of last Wednesday, 6 New York residents under the age of 20 had actually died. These people have to stop. Fox News seems to have very little interest in stopping other than to avoid lawsuits, which they now believe they are at risk of. Check this out. The first 500 people who see this video and go to davidpakman.com/skill will get a premium membership to Skillshare for 2 months completely free. Skillshare is the online learning community with thousands of classes on almost anything you can imagine, always taught by experts. They have classes on drawing, painting, photography, video editing, web design, running a small business, and much more. I recently took a very interesting class called Simple Productivity, How to Accomplish More with Less, and got a bunch of great personal productivity tips out of it. We should allow ourselves a little time every week to either get creative, keep your brain sharp, learn something new. It's great for mental health, and almost all the classes are under an hour. So it's very easy for someone who's busy to take advantage of it. With Skillshare, you can discover a new passion, explore something you didn't know you would enjoy, but there's also plenty of classes for people with experience, so you can just get better at something you're already good at. And again, the first 500 people who see this video and go to davidpakman.com/skill will get a completely free premium membership for 2 whole months, giving you access to every class Skillshare offers. Check it out. I put the link right underneath this video.